I'm skipping because this is mostly questions on fishing expedition. I'll go to the defense after this, but can you tell us the difference between evidence and proof? In your layman term or legal terms, or if you want to look it up, but in how do we explain to people the difference between evidence and proof? Case that since malayo yung salin sa income, therefore ill-gotten yun, without giving that person a way to explain before you subpoena every single document about their lives.
That's precisely why, Your Honor, they call it unexplained wealth. Doon po natin malalaman yan sa mga dokumento.
No,
kung
they call it
sorry, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. I'm the one. Please continue.
Kung halimbawa sa binigay niyong example ay nag-appreciate yung value of the land, then I would not call that unexplained. I would call that explained wealth.
Yes, but you're introducing a new concept now, unexplained wealth versus ill-gotten wealth. I agree with you. Unexplained wealth is that if you look at the SALN at hindi tumutugma, may may unexplained wealth. That's why you ask them to explain it. And then pag hindi maganda yung explanation and may ebidensya ka, then you can go against that person for ill-gotten wealth.
Diba? But like in certain parts here, I saw some that I would consider even without asking you evidence. But for example, yung mga kumpanya, sabi dito lugi yung kumpanya. So kung lugi yung kumpanya, hindi makaka-contribute yun sa kanyang ill-gotten wealth kung meron man. So why are we getting all the documents about those companies? Doon pumapasok yung criticism ng iba, is this a fishing expedition? Kasi if I had 5 companies and they were all making
money, and supposedly I only own 1% of that company but I'm getting half of that income, I would agree with you, isupina lahat yan. Tignan natin yung flow niyan, baka yun yung pumasok sa akin. Pero lugi nga yung mga kumpanya. As an example, So that's my point. Is it enough in the view of the prosecution panel just to allege, malaki yung salin mo, bigger than your monthly sweldo, both of us agree, it's unexplained. But is it ill-gotten, or do you need more allegations to show that it was ill-gotten?
Well, Your Honor, please, the decision whether wealth is unexplained or, as you said, ill-gotten is really a decision that this Honorable Court will make based on the evidence. Ang gusto lang po namin ay mailatag ang ebidensya sa inyong harap para kayo na mismo ang magsabi. At para malaman po yan, we have to look at the statements of assets, liabilities, and net worth. We have to look at the lawful income reported in the ITRs. We have to look at the bank records in terms of kung ano yung pumasok at lumabas sa kanilang mga accounts. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
As far as the businesses are concerned, that has to do with the third subcharge under unexplained wealth. Yung pong continuing to participate in business interests despite the clear and express prohibition provided in the Constitution. We want to know whether those businesses, yung ba ay mga operational ba ito? Ito ba ay talagang sasabihin natin na nandun yung sinasabi nga inaamin ni Vice President sa kanyang salin na business interest na niya yun.
Yeah, I'm skipping because this is mostly questions on fishing expedition. I'll go to the defense after this, but can you tell us the difference between evidence and proof? In your layman term or legal terms, or if you want to look it up, but in how do we explain to people the difference between evidence and proof?
Napakabigat po ng inyong tanong.
In our words lang.
I will try my best, Your Honor, to answer it. In a court proceeding, whether we're speaking of an impeachment court or a regular court, the judges look at the evidence. They may never be able to know the entire truth kasi ang pangyayari ay nangyari dati pa po. Essentially, a trial is really a reconstruction of something that happened before. So it may happen in some cases that there is enough evidence to make conclusions as far as a judgment is concerned, even if the members of the court did not get to see the entire truth.
Yes.
Ang gusto po namin maiwasan dito sa impeachment court ay meron po tayong hindi mailatag na ebidensya sa mga maestrado po na nandito para talagang maging buo yung larawan nila bago po kayo magpapasya.
Yeah. I don't think there's any question that all of us here want na mailatag yung ebidensya. The question is, do you have the evidence or are you fishing for the evidence? And that's a question not only for you, but for every single impeachment process, not only the umabot dito, because myself, Senator Subiri, Senator Chis Escudero, then later on. So what I'm saying is that if you're going to prove your case with no evidence, except that if you get all of that, then magiging arbitrary yung House of Representatives, sinong gusto nilang i-impeach. Because almost any public official who's been there for a long time, you will see discrepancies in their SALN because unang-una iba yung acquisition cost at iba yung current value at iba din yung deadline ng December 31, no? Which after this I'll ask the defense to answer, then I'll go into the AMLA, which is different from bank accounts, no? So if you're coming to the court with evidence already, but kinukuha mo yung subpoena na yan, di ba, to further prove your point, I don't think there'll be a question there. As Attorney Powa said kanina na kung yung BIR box na yan, alam natin yung laman, and dapat gamitin dito, they in-allege nyo na. Pero kung hindi alam yung laman,
Are we fishing there if there's a tax evasion or wala? I don't know the answer. I'm asking you the question. You can answer it in any way you're comfortable in answering.
If I may briefly narrate the procedure that the House might had to undergo for the articles to reach this honorable court. When the complaints were filed before the House of Representatives, the Committee on Justice was tasked not with conducting a trial, not with ferreting out all the evidence, but simply determining whether there was probable cause to proceed with the case. So hindi po namin hinanap yung kabuuan ng ebidensya dahil hindi po namin tungkulin yon. When we made the determination that there was sufficient probable cause to proceed with that case, then that is what we submitted in terms of the articles of impeachment that reached this honorable court. Ngayon, siyempre po, just like a preliminary investigation conducted by a prosecutor, ang hawak lang po niyang ebidensya, ang titingnan lang po niya ay kung merong probable cause. Not all the evidence yet is before that prosecutor because wala pa pong trial. The presentation of evidence, even the subpoena or compulsion to present evidence will only happen when the trial takes place. And yung tinutukoy po ninyong fishing expedition, yun ay maaaring sabihin natin nangyari kung only if the party requesting the evidence or documents ay nagbabakasakali lang. Baka may makuha tayo dito. In our case, I have to disagree that there was any sort of fishing expedition because based on what the Committee on Justice and later the plenary of the House found was sufficient, there was enough cause to proceed with the case.
I'll go to probable cause, but yung sinabi mo, baka sakaling may makukuha dito. You said hindi ganon. So anong makukuha natin if we grant all the subpoenas you're requesting?
The evidentiary facts, Your Honor, that were not yet, hindi pa nakita ng House nung ang ginagawa lang po namin ay determinahin ang probable cause.
So nagbabaka sakali din?
Hindi po.
No, kasi you said
because there is basis for requesting for...
So what will you see? You still don't know what you'll see.
We are basing the request for the bank records on the evidence and information provided by the Anti-Money Laundering Council, which appears to show that there were billions of pesos that went through the accounts of the Vice President during that
period. Let's go to that with the permission of the defense, then I think you're listing down naman. So the Anti-Money Laundering Council, no, does not deal with income. They deal with flow, right? So pag sinabing billion, that doesn't mean that a certain official has billions in their account. So meaning if I have ₱1 million deposit on January 1, and then on January 5, I take it out and put it in time deposit for 1 month. and 1 month later it comes out with 2% time deposit, hindi na 1 million yon. 1 million in, 1 million out, 2 million, 1 million in the time deposit, 3 million. Paglabas na may 2%, 1 million 2 pesos, 1 million 2,000 pesos, 4 million na yon. So hindi evidentiary yun, speculation sa ikot ng pera. Meaning, all I have to do is find someone with a bank account and give them a long enough period, and I will say that they have hundreds of millions or billions.
Precisely, Your Honor, that is why we want the bank records to be produced. Because, as you mentioned, the only reports submitted by the Anti-Money Laundering Council pertain to covered and suspicious transaction reports. They do not show us the exact balances that were contained in those bank accounts. And it is only the bank records that will provide that information.
Agree. And it's suspicion. When you say suspicion, that does not mean necessarily suspicion that it's attached to a AMLA crime. But it could be suspicious meaning 6 months walang gumagalaw. Biglang everyday ngayon gumalaw. Diba? Yun yung definition ng, part ng definition ng AMLA. But if you cannot connect AMLA and the bank accounts, that's precisely what the defense and other people are saying. Aren't you fishing between the three? Fishing means hindi mo pa hawak. So you're trying to get a fish, in this case a very big fish. Diba? So, pag sinabing hindi fishing expedition, meron ka ng ebidensya. But you want to prove that in court, and you need that to prove it, but you know what to prove already.
If we bring Your Honor's logic to its conclusion, that would mean that the Committee on Justice would have to conduct a full-blown trial, get all the evidence at that level, so that we do not have to fish anymore when we get to this court. When that is not the contemplation of the procedure for impeachment under the Constitution.
I won't argue what the...
With the permission of the gentleman of the floor, Senator Cayetano,
last 2 questions.
thank you very much.
So, Senator Escudero, myself, we were in the Estrada and Arroyo impeachment. It's harder to impeach a president than a vice president. Diba? But whether it was accounts, anong laman, property, kotse, we did our homework. So it's not my place to tell you did or not. Kaya nga tinatanong ko, may ebidensya ba o wala? Or is it a fishing expedition or not? But as I said a while ago, I won't argue. So I have one last question after that, but I'll go first to the defense. In the context of what I asked, no? Between those 2 examples, eto salin mo, eto income mo, malaki salin mo. Oh, we can agree it's unexplained. Kasi nga, you need to explain it further. But is it automatically ill-gotten wealth? No, Your Honor. So if it's not automatically ill-gotten wealth, in your view, I mean, I read this from your, maybe you can just restate, why is it a fishing expedition?
Your Honor, because precisely, yun pong sinasabi nila na unexplained wealth, they were basing it for 20 years, for one. No? Pangalawa, they couldn't pinpoint exactly bakit mo nasabing may unexplained. Alin dito sa properties yun unexplained. No? Third, and if I may elaborate from our memo, if you look at the articles of impeachment, it presupposes that the Vice President earned 30 million over a span of 20 years. Yes, they did not think about the Vice President not being in public office from 2013 to 2016. They didn't think about the income that could have, been generated by being married to a lawyer who had his own law office. So, to us, it was basically a conjecture, speculation, conclusion of law and fact to say, biglang, may unexplained wealth po dito. No? That's basically our point. And then, secondly, the decision earlier, it was mentioned by distinguished opposing counsel, decision rests upon this court to determine kung meron ng unexplained wealth. I disagree with that. The ultimate decision rests upon this court, that is true. But the initial decision rests with the person accusing, di ba? Pero nung nag-accuse yung tao sa Sabalian Cabrera complaint, wala man lang nakasulat po doon. Kanina na-mention po yung should the Committee on Justice now conduct a full-blown trial? No, it shouldn't. It should just evaluate the complaint. Parang nga pong piskal, parang preliminary investigation. Pag kaya po pumunta sa piskal, At ang dala lang natin dun ay puro paratang. Wala man lang supporting document. What will the fiscal do? Dismiss the case outright. Yan naman po ang totoo. No? So, that was our point to begin with. And that is why we're saying, fishing expedition ito. Kasi hindi mo man lang ma-pinpoint kung anong transaction yung sinasabi mong nag-amass ang Vice President natin. Anong taon na nag-amass yung Vice President natin ng ill-gotten wealth or unexplained wealth. At dahil doon, ngayon, we're asking for records spanning 20 years, both, BIR records, bank records, AMLAC records, which they already have, actually, from the Committee on Justice. Pero, hindi natin ma-pinpoint alin ba talaga dito. We cannot specify kung ano yung act, ano yung omission na ginawa niya na nakapag-amass siya ng unexplained wealth.
Talking about both parties talking about the fiscal or prosecutor, actually binago na rin ngayon. Probable cause with reasonable certainty mako-convict. So meaning you go to the fiscal's office that you point out ano yung crime, sino yung gumawa ng crime, and yung preliminary evidence mo might not be enough to convict at that time, but enough to say na hindi lang to marites. So if I go to the fiscal's office or ombudsman saying this senator has 150 million in SALN, 10 years ago it was 50 million, therefore it's ill-gotten wealth, and then wala pa akong ibang dala except yung magkano sweldo dito, I doubt the fiscal will file the case. But if I tell the fiscal that he has 2 cars in his SALN, but I see him using 4, then give him the opportunity. But I can subpoena the LTO. Na kanino ba yung plate number na yan? Baka namang nasa kapatid talaga niya, no? But the last set of questions, I'll just ask it once, no? So I think everyone understands naman the subpoena regarding the Vice President. The issue was really the dates and how specific or hindi. The corporate, actually 2 questions. The corporations, do you not have to pierce the corporate veil, considering there's no allegations in the articles that these companies were used to amass ill-gotten wealth? In fact, I haven't read everything, but so far sa binasa ko, is hindi kumikita tong mga kumpanya na to, because there's a Supreme Court decision that if it's a joint account, may rights din yung isa. And I don't even know if we informed all of those companies that we might subpoena their records, so did we give them that opportunity? Isama ko na yung last question, Mr. Presiding Officer, and I won't follow it up, no? But the question was, because a law student asked me, Sir, bakit dinala yung box dito sa Senate? Ba't na lang hindi nila binuksan sa House? So sinagot ko sa kanila, ano ba turo ng professor nyo? Sir, hindi naman nakalagay impeachment trial in cases of impeachment. So the House was actually empowered to open the box there. So I just wanna know the position of both parties, kasi naiiwagaan ako sa box na yon. Si Neil dinala dito, ibabalik sa inyo, then magsusupina tayo. But dun sa graduate na yung nagtanong sa akin nun, they discussed it now in class, and their professor and their class, ang consensus is that the House could have opened it because the wording in the is it the BIR case or the bank accounts? No, bank accounts ata, yung in cases of impeachment, yung nakalagay dun sa bank accounts.
Secrecy of bank deposits.
Yes. So ang question niya, let me rephrase, is that, did you do that there? So if you did that there, hawak nyo na ngayon. Hindi na namin problema sana. So those 2 questions lang regarding do you think nag-comply yung requirements dun sa companies, and should we give notice to the companies? And secondly, about the bank accounts, could you have opened it already in the House? In BIR din ba?
Counsel for the panel of prosecutors may respond. Thereafter, counsel for respondents.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And we would like to thank
Counsel, thank you
Senator
very much.
Judge
Thank you.
Allen for his interjection.
If Your Honor, please, the doctrine appears in the corporate veil.
applies when